talk about musicians and music stuff. It's the Holly and Josh show.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
Hello. How are you, Josh?
I'm fine. I'm on my own couch
It's nice to be home.
with my friend Harley.
I've noticed you have the same sofa as is seen in the practice room at West End Music.
Coincidence? I think not.
I think so.
That is my
Yeah,
couch in the West End Music.
Oh, okay. Oh, it travels.
Yeah,
it has a day job.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it takes itself on the bus.
It's like hello.
I just thinking of a walking sofa. It's nice.
But it's a much better TV show than The Walking Dead. I tell you that.
Yeah. It's,
Or scarier.
well, it's comfort watch, isn't it? Comfort television.
Very good. So, Harley.
Yes, sir.
We weren't in IO Radio this week,
We
were
weren't.
we?
No.
It was a bank holiday
Yeah.
and a radio holiday as well.
Yeah. It was all right.
So we thought we should do a little special episode doing what we did for the past couple of weeks, as well as answering some questions from our wonderful listeners.
Yes, we will get to that in a bit.
Yes, exactly. So, Harley.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Okay, well, it's been a very, very busy week for myself. I've been all the way over in Cardiff all week.
Wow.
So I was over there for some conference work with OpenReach, like I've been doing for the last month.
Other Wi-Fi networks are available?
Oh, yes, indeed. So, yeah, it was really good. It was a nice, simple job, not too busy. And the best thing about it was we were staying in a hotel right in Cardiff city centre. It's the most kind of central location we've stayed in. So we had our choice of places to eat every night or places to drink afterwards as well.
Nice.
We went to Wagamama's. It was nice.
Any good pubs?
We kind of only went to the chain places. It was really bad.
Oh.
So, yeah, we went to Cozy Club, and went to Wagamama's. So all the places that there already are in Ipswich.
Right.
I try if I go to a town.
You went all the way to Cardiff and then came back to the butt market.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was all a bit of a long-winded way, especially as there was a Wagamama's in Cardiff.
Yeah.
We could have just gone there.
I like it in Ipswich better.
I try when I go to a different town to go to places that they don't, even if they are like chain restaurants and stuff, but restaurants that they don't have in Ipswich or in local area.
Right.
But we really wanted Wagamama.
Yeah. Fair.
So we went there. It was great. It was good fun. Whilst on the last night before we left off the day after, because we finished the week and then went home the last day.
You're twisting my melon, man.
Yeah, words. And I thought I don't want to go straight to bed and have an early start. We didn't have to be up crazy early, so I thought I'd go out and see some music.
Very nice.
So
what was it? What did you see, Harley, or hear?
I wanted to go see the what's her name? There's a venue called the Live Lounge.
Right.
They have music every night of the week.
Oh, cool.
And
what kind of venue is it?
It's like a clubby venue. There's a stage right by the window, so you can see the bands playing.
Oh, cool.
From outside. And they have a lot of sort of pop, sort of indie, sort of covers bands, as well as having original nights. They have acoustic nights as well.
Right.
However, I wasn't the only person to know about this, so they were quite packed, and there was a half-hour queue to get in.
Oh, man.
And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be waiting half hour to go see a band for 10 minutes just before I go to bed.
On what day was this?
This was a Wednesday night.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, queue through the door for live music on a Wednesday night.
That's really great.
Although it's a big city.
It's a big city, yeah, but I mean, there's plenty of other places to go. So,
yeah,
if that was like that in Ipswich,
oh mate, it would be amazing.
You'd be like, what's wrong with these people?
Yeah, exactly. It was really cool. So I didn't go in the end.
Right.
But I thought I'd take a little stroll through the city. I knew a few other places where I'd seen live music before, and there's some really cool places.
I've never been to Cardiff. So
have you not? Oh, mate,
what were these places that you'd heard of?
I didn't know the names of them.
Right.
I just had been in them before.
Oh, right, cool.
I've been to Cardiff a few times, so
nice.
They were all closed by the time I got there because it was like 11:15. However, I did see a pair of singers
right.
who were busking. This was
At 11 o'clock at night.
at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
I stopped and had a little chat with them afterwards. Their name were, I'm going to get this wrong, Myriad Roland Common
Right.
and Ashton Bancroft.
Right. That's a bit easier to say.
Yeah, that one much easier. So Myriad is Myriad?
Oh, you see it.
Go on. Mareed?
Yeah,
Mareed?
Mairead. Tell us how stupid we are in the comments below,
Yep.
please.
That was probably completely wrong. So please tell us how to pronounce that. That's not going to be our ask you anything later on. But yeah, I was chatting with them afterwards. They're like, yeah, we just had a few drinks. We had our guitars with us, so we thought we'd stop and do some busking for the people who was literally outside McDonald's.
Nice.
And they were pretty happy because somebody literally just threw in a tenner.
Nice.
And they were like, yay. They just thought they'd just throw in like some rubbish. And nope. They were pretty happy with themselves that night. Maria
bought himself a McDonald's, didn't
Yeah, I don't know. I think they bought them some more alcohol.
Oh, good.
I say they were drunk. You wouldn't have known it because their harmonies were incredible. They were
Really?
like jumping between octaves and fifths and thirds in various parts of the song. So just fattening it out like just vocally. It was really well
That's
done.
beautiful.
So that was my live music for the night.
That's good. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was great. I came.
Why were you in? So you were doing some audiovisual stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was it quite a big screen or was it a
So-
lapel mic thing?
I wasn't running the audio visuals. I was just on event assistance.
Right.
However, the setup they had two projectors, 2-3 handhelds, and then probably 4 lapel mics
Okay.
for various people talking. For the guest speaker, who was a bit of a legend. I'll come
Right.
to that in a sec.
Yeah.
Um,
In terms of lapel mic, sorry.
Yeah.
What are the pros and cons of a lapel mic?
So the great thing about a lapel mic is for example, people don't have to hold it, and if you got people,
Yeah, it's just clipped to your jacket, right?
yeah. So especially if you got people who aren't used to working with microphones, they can't hold it wrong. That's my advantage. You'll have people and they'll put the mic down by their legs and they go, "Doesn't work. I can't. Why I can't
hear it.
Can't hear myself. Why doesn't it work?" Or you got the other people who go, I was just trying to talk about how I'd like to tell a story about this, and it's really annoying. Yeah. So the lapel kind of takes that out. You can go one level up and you can have a headset. You can get some really like subtle headset mics, and they're preferred because they're literally right next to the mouth, so you can't go wrong with them.
But what about like the kind of microphones that are used in lapel mics?
So the microphones they use Electret mics, which are kind of low voltage condensers.
Right.
They take a slight voltage out of the preamp that you've got in your wireless pack. They are wireless as well, so they can sort of walk around and stuff. They're quite sensitive. They don't have a great deal of low end, but you don't always want that much low end from speech, especially in a big boomy room like we were this week. We had to cut out a lot of low end to stop anything feeding back too much.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I wasn't doing sound, but
Yeah.
I was watching what Joe
And you've had
Bowman
to
was
do that
doing.
before anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's all stuff I've done before, but I like watching him because he's got a few different sort of tricks up his sleeve when it comes to doing those kind of stuff, because he's been doing conference work for about 6 years now.
Did you go up with Bo Joman?
Yes, so me, Joe, and Oliver Bakeman from Oddball
cool.
and Shifty Twins,
Very cool.
who will actually be playing with Lightbody at the Ipswich Music Day this year.
Yes, I did see that
So-
on the stage.
Yeah, so that'll be really cool. I'm definitely going to be on that stage,
That's gonna be fun.
watching that stage. I'm not going to be on the stage. That's not my job. So, yeah, so we went up together. We travelled back together. It was really cool. Those two work really well together. When Oliver runs visuals, Joe runs sound, and they're just like a well-oiled machine. They know exactly what each other's thinking, and it's great like that. Which was cool. It left me able to run a handheld mic around for the guest speaker,
Yeah.
which was Sir Ranulph Fiennes,
Oh, right.
explorer extraordinaire.
No way.
And he was a very nice guy, very funny,
Right.
swore lots.
How old is he?
75,
Wow.
and he's still training for expeditions, I believe.
Can't keep an old dog down.
Anyone
can
who doesn't know this guy, I'm going to reel off some facts. Now, this is the first person over 65 to scale Everest.
to the tippity tap.
to the absolute top. First time he did it, take that note. First time he went to the top, he had a heart attack on the way up.
Oh my god!
Still did it.
Still finished his climb.
Came back down, and they said, "Well, do you want to go from the other side? It's much easier." Yeah, I'll do it again.
No way.
Over 65, and he climbed Everest twice.
And he'd had a heart attack during the
The first
climb.
time. Yeah, and he's the only person to circumnavigate the globe vertically, so crossing both the North and South Pole.
Right, crazy.
Yeah, that's mental. Just like
Yeah.
yeah.
It was surely across land. He didn't just go across the Pacific Ocean.
No.
Oh, it's boring, isn't it?
I think they went through the most land that they could, which made things harder on the South Pole. Yeah, it was a really, really interesting talk. He had lots of just his slideshow of loads of pictures, some very gory pictures of like horrible blistered feet and frostbitten hands and stuff like that. And it wasn't nice. Not for the faint-hearted. However, it was really cool.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, I didn't know I was getting this today.
Yeah. It was a really great show. So that was a highlight of my midweek.
That's nice.
But my weekend had so many other highlights to it.
Right, yeah, what did you do?
So
get your hair highlighted.
I got my hair highlighted. I did get my hair cut on a Friday.
Yeah,
it was quite
lovely
nice.
tips.
Yeah, got my tips dyed. So I didn't really.
Oh.
So anyone who doesn't listen is just imagining me with just horrendous 90s
Justin
hair.
Timberlake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be all right. I could totally pull that off.
I could be your girlfriend.
Is that a Justin Timberlake line?
if you were my girlfriend, another one.
Anyway, it's fine. Friday I did Party on the Pitch, I believe it was the name of it. Which
great.
Was Wickham Market.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, that.
Where it was helped organised by Chris Bayfield, who asked us to play ever so kindly, and
Very
it
nice.
was great. They had their own. Yeah,
He did the sound for Part in the Pitch when we were there before, anyway.
right. Yeah,
Yeah. So good guy.
he's a lovely guy. He does really. He plays in his own band, whose name I forget.
We'll find out.
Yeah,
And we'll let you know.
But yeah, that was played that with Chart Attack. It was really cool. That was the only gig that weekend that I did with the original Chart Attack OG lineup.
Wow.
Because the Saturday I played at the Half Moon, which was great because it's literally down the road from me, so nice and easy. We had Andy Bartlett on guitar. It was for Steve and Marie's joint 60th birthday party.
His band is Doctor and the Epics.
Doctor and the Epics. There
Chris
we go.
Bayfield's band is Doctor and the Epics. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Marie and Steve's joint 60th birthday party, which was just great fun. We were outside. Here's the thing: you'll get this for anybody who knows Felixstowe. If you don't, get your Google Maps out. So we were playing at the Half Moon.
It's not something you can just say to somebody you don't know.
No, fair enough. We were playing at the Half Moon in Walton.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Google that. So if you search that. Yep.
There
cool.
you are. Yeah, you found it.
And my sister, who lives down Faulkner's Way, she lives right near the Three Mariners pub.
Yep.
She could hear us playing.
No way.
Yep.
That's probably about
1.3 miles away.
That's crazy.
We were playing outside.
Yeah,
but we got a nice sound. It wasn't like crazy loud.
right.
It was a nice level of sound where people could be into it, and it was great.
There's only one road all the way down to
That's
that
it.
point anyway. So
And she did say, she could tell when the wind was in our direction.
yeah,
But
she could smell you.
I'm quite happy that our system drove it that far.
Very nice.
It was powerful. It was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was awesome to be able to go. Yeah, with that big
That gig. So what was who got that gig? Was that you?
Yes, we played at the Trinity Sports and Social Club over Christmas, and the organizer of the beer festival for the music
Right.
at the beer festival, Tony Scott, went. I've got a friend's birthday party. They're looking for a band. I think you'd be awesome. You'd be great. Some great entertainment for the night. And I was like, let's do it.
We would. Yes.
So we did that.
That's a lot of the time how a lot of gigs happen, isn't it? It's at one gig. You get one gig and there's just knock-on effects a lot of the
Gigs
time.
get gigs get gigs.
Yes.
I just made that phrase up, but I think that could be one that.
I thought it was a seizure.
Speaking of Tony Scott, he also booked us for Trinity Sports Trinity Beer Festival at the Trinity Sports and Social Club for Sunday. Now, a bit of inside info. This was a freebie gig, which a lot of people go, oh, don't do freebie gigs, which is completely understandable if you feel you don't need to do them.
Depends which gig it is, really, isn't it?
Also, Tony has helped us out and got us loads of gigs, so we were like, look, we'll help him out because he's helped us out, and we're very thankful for it. However, if you get offered a paid gig elsewhere, it puts you in a very awkward situation.
Usually the problem.
Yeah. So what happened was Oscar and Elliot had been offered other gigs elsewhere,
right,
which were to pay, and they kind of had to take them. And I said, I can't stop you taking these gigs. So let's see if someone else is available. So Andy, who'd played with us the night before, I said, do you fancy doing a gig? It's only a freebie. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. He was like, no, I'm up for it. Yeah, go on in.
Nice.
So he did that, and we had Bronwyn from Underline the Sky join us again. We did
slow winker herself.
Exactly that. Yes. She did a great set. It was awesome. It was weird because there was only 2 original members on the stage. That we were quite limited to the set because we were like, okay, these are the songs that Andy knows, these are the songs that Bronwyn knows, and this bit here are the songs that both Andy and Bronwyn know. We wrote a whole Venn diagram about it.
Yeah.
And we ended up with about 6 songs where we could play, which was all right because you know how these events go, was overrunning already.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, if we do a short set, they're not going to hate us.
No.
And it worked out all right because as soon as we finished, the heavens opened.
No way.
Absolutely tipped out. Like when I put my last thing back in the van, absolutely chucked it down.
Yeah.
But it didn't. But the other band were already on the stage starting to set up. That was the Martells.
All right.
By the time they'd set up and were sound checked and ready to go, the rain had stopped and continued for a good.
Oh, very convenient. I mean, this is polite as well.
Yeah, and they were not running late anymore, which was good.
So because of you guys.
Yeah, all because of us. We are the absolute heroes, really.
I tell you, that do help.
Bronwyn and Toby ran straight off after that to Lee Stock. I wish I could have gone. There are videos on the Connor Adams website or Facebook page and website, I'm sure, and the Underline Sky page of their performances, and it just looked like so much fun. Like thousands of people absolutely loving it. Amazing show. Apparently the sound was incredible, really good. I think Synergy ran the sound for that one.
Oh, really?
Which makes a lot of sense because they do really good work there. And it was just awesome. That was my weekend.
Wow, Harley.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many lessons to be learned there. I mean, there's so many times when I've had to do a show with nobody original in the band, such as ones that you have played. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. So it was you, me, Raina, and Hannah.
Yeah.
Hannah had played. She'd already played with you before.
She hadn't recorded anything.
Oh, it was before that. Okay.
Yeah, and also I'd had it at the Grosvenor when I had Ben Diffley, Lloyd Turnbull, and Ben Goebel.
That's it. Yeah.
And again, they 2 of them had played with me before. Lloyd not so much, but he nailed it, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just all to do with signals and just the right foresight of going through stuff with people, or just playing with somebody you've already got a bit of chemistry with.
Yeah.
So that they know how to read you.
Yeah, definitely.
And knowing that they're really good. So that helps. But anyway, Harley, what did I do? I should probably put a jingle there, but I don't know. We'll see. I wasn't in Cardiff. I didn't do anything crazy interesting during the week apart from teaching all the wonderful little ones before the end of half term.
Oh, great!
Which was nice to sort of hear about all them going on holiday. And I'm not going on holiday.
Did you give them any extra work to work on over the holidays?
Yes. Yeah, I give them chord sheets usually just to sort of go over them just to make sure they're exercising their brains, whether they will practice or not.
Well, most of them are on holiday.
Right. I mean, what I try to do is I say to them, okay, so how often do you play Fortnite a week? They'll be like, or
every 2 weeks.
Minecraft or something like that. And they'll be like, well, every night? And I'll just be like, how often do you practice guitar or ukulele? They'll be like, I did it twice last week. Come on. Yeah. So I'm just like, so I want you to try this. Try every time that you've played Fortnite or Minecraft or anything like Angry Birds, if that's still relevant. Probably not. Practice guitar. And I was like, imagine if you were as good on guitar as you are at your game.
Yeah.
That'd be mad. It's like if you start to sort of associate a bit of playtime with some work.
Mm.
It's just got this great reward aspect to it, which I think is very important, especially in your early stages of learning.
Yeah, you'll get a bigger reward than you will like a Xbox trophy.
I know. I mean, it's like me when I have, I do my workouts in the morning. If for the rest of the day I've mostly been sedentary on my laptop answering emails,
Yeah,
I'll still feel at least I've
at
done
least
my
you've done that,
quota of exercise. I haven't gone over it, but I've still done it. But yeah,
Yeah.
so it'll be the same sort of thing for the kids. But yeah, so after that, I had a gig on Friday at the King's Head in Stutton.
Nice.
I'd not played there for a long old time. It's right near Anglia Water, just sort of past the River Stour. You can get there kind of by going towards Shotley
Okay, yeah.
kind of way. And yeah, really, really lovely part of the world. They've sort of redone their pub garden. It's all sort of teepees or sort of like
Nice.
very chirpsy. So it's sort of that we hadn't played there for a while. We played inside. They've revamped it inside. They've got their own PA and some lights, and they sort of black out. They have a little blackout curtain where they put in front of the sort of the back of the front door. So you're backing onto the front door, and they've made it into a proper little stage. And they were well rowdy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, really nice old pub in the middle of nowhere. So you can tell a bunch of people are just like, right, okay, we need to, if there is a gig here, then most of the village is going to be there because there's nothing else much going on.
Nice.
So yeah, that was really nice. We played 2 hours worth of stuff. But they wouldn't let us get off the stage. It was just Rich and I. I was playing double bass.
Right.
And yeah, we ended up playing another half an hour. I was so knackered though by the end of it because as Harley knows, it is a very.
Are you blisterous?
I am
a little bit, yeah.
But I put a bit of gaffer tape, Sandy, around my middle finger, which is what I usually use to get the slap on the strings.
Yeah.
But because of that, the blister was like transferred onto my ring finger, which was really strange. So yeah, but it was more just the fact of like the energy. Was the most painful part of it. That you had to expel to make that.
It's very physical instrument, isn't it?
It really is.
And then singing on top of that.
Yeah, you get quite out of breath. But I knew I had another 2 gigs that weekend, so I was like, I can't really expel myself. But they offered us some extra money for an extra half an hour, so I was like, fine.
Because we're freelance because we're self-employed and idiots, we will always take on extra work. I was having this discussion today with Jay Goodrich. Like, it's so
Druids.
easy just to go yes to everything because that's just what you do when you're self-employed.
Yeah.
Because you never know when your next gig's going to be. You never know when your next job's going to be.
That was a Henry Rollins thing he said he did to do in one of his motivational kind of speeches. It was just like the way that I got to where I am right now is that I just said yes to everything. And I got to experience some amazing stuff. I also got to experience some horrible stuff. Yeah. But it were things that I wouldn't have been able to experience if I hadn't have said yes. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was really nice to just sort of have that kind of... We hadn't had a very busy weekend of gigs for a while. It'd be sort of like 1 gig a weekend kind of thing. So having 3 gigs in a weekend where it's just... very public ones where you're getting a lot of praise and a lot of love from people was a nice thing to get back into. That's what happens when it gets to summertime, doesn't it? Yeah, we're gigging so much more that it's the experiences are much more varied and make you think of your feet a bit more. Totally. So yeah, that was fun. The next day we were at the Rattlesden Beer and Cider Festival. That place, the 5 Bells, another pub in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And I love those pubs because, again, everybody in the village was there and, rat-faced. Rattles. Yes, rattles. Yeah, they were absolutely mental. There were still kids and dogs around by the time we were sort of getting to the end of the set. But yeah, because it was an all-day thing, and they'd already had 2 other bands playing. Right, nice. We had to bring our own PA. Each band brought their own PA, which is like, I get it, but it is a faff, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a bit awkward when you're trying to take your PA out whilst they're trying to put their PA in. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same thing as like, having your own backline and things, but it's just slightly more unwieldy to be, having to break down a PA very quickly so another band can get on. So, but I mean, it's either that or get a very, very costly PA hire for the day. It's just another outlay for when you're having a festival. So you don't want to get in the way of that, do you? People have got to have a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we played another 2 hours. That was the full band. That was Rich, Murray, and Raina, as well as me.
Woo.
And yeah, it was
Don't know who I was wooing at. Everyone. I
all
think.
of them. They're all pretty.
Ooh,
None of them were naked. So I'm so sorry.
even better.
So yeah, the thing was that they had been drinking all day, not the band.
Glad you clarified
yeah,
that, because it didn't sound as much.
Nope. So I really had to have my banter game on, because they would just be throwing stuff at me. It was never disrespectful.
Yeah.
They're not sitting there just like Wonderwall or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
They wouldn't be saying something horrible, but they would just be, constantly throwing things back. And then, like, it was, you were on the level with them on a grass, playing field with a marquee.
Yeah.
So they can just come on stage, which they did quite often.
You can have those people who will come up to you and stand a foot away from you and have a conversation with you whilst you're playing.
Yeah, while I'm singing, I'm just sitting there going, So the whole time I was just sitting there going, please do not stand on my pedals. And there were points when I have to just sort of be, playing hammer-ons on my left hand and pushing them away with the other, or the opposite way, just sitting there just trying to find the root on my strings and just using my left hand to push somebody else away. I've seen you having to do the same thing before.
Yes. That is one of the what's the opposite of a perk? Con, yeah. A downside of the job.
Non-pro.
It's a non-pro of doing those kind of events, and I guess you take the good with the bad, because when you get a good gig, it makes it worth it. I mean, that can be a good gig, to be fair.
Yeah, it is a really fun show, and it's like it's a big compliment that people are getting rowdy enough that they want to stage invade.
Yeah.
But there is just that thing of like any job where you have to be pushing people away from standing on you. It's like, oh, this isn't fun.
I guess it's a testament to, it means your audience feel at home and they feel relaxed enough. I say the opposite you've got of that is no one wants to dance because they feel a bit awkward.
So, exactly.
What would you rather? Well, I know which is a slightly easier gig. Is people who are a little bit more rowdy, and you can kind of just be like, back off, mate, we're having fun.
Yeah. The other people behind them will often be the ones going, all right, I'll take you away,
Yeah.
So you've got, if it was just one rowdy guy and everybody else is kind of subdued, that's called busking, and you've just met a homeless guy. So that's different. The next day I was at the Salutation in Ipswich.
Was that solo, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was by myself, and it's the first solo gig I have done in, I don't know, it's probably about a year now, I think. And I did about 95% originals, which is great. I haven't done a set that original in God knows how long. Again, from about a year, because I did play for Ellie Tree's album launch and Tim Ainsley's album launch, where I did all in originals, but they were only half an hour sets. But this was 2 hours. So it was a really lovely crowd. I had some great local musicians, Jolie's as well as Louise, Brett.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I had I had some good friends there, like Sophie and Chloe from Hot Tramp. Friends and fan base, as well as my wonderful Frankie and our best mate Hannah. So I had some good support there. It was really nice, as well as some fans of the Lockabillys like Lee and Charlie and John and Brian and all these wonderful people that came down just to watch little old me. And especially as I was doing all original stuff, they were very supportive, which is because I'm kind of Mr. Covers nowadays.
Yeah.
So being able to express myself a bit more was great. There was another rowdy crowd member on a Sunday afternoon, absolutely gazeboed.
Yeah.
At the bar, and just would not stop heckling.
Oh, one of them.
The whole time. So I just kept on berating him. I was like, "Oh, sorry, you guys didn't realise that this is a double bill tonight. You got me, and then you got stand up from that guy over there." And
we're on at the same time.
And I just kept on doing the whole Dr. Evil thing. Zip, shh, shh, zip it, zip, shh, shh, shh. I got a big bag. It's full of shh. And he got it after a while because everybody was just looking at him very disapproving.
Fair.
We kept on singing Oasis songs to whatever I was singing. I was like, oh my God.
So, I mean, I'm sure...
Webby was there as well.
That's great.
And Hope.
Oh, awesome.
Little Hope Hammond.
Nice.
Yeah.
Doing solo stuff. I mean, I'm sure you probably don't suffer from the same kind of crowd, or what's the word, like stage fright that people do. But I certainly find that doing a solo performance is a lot more nerve-wracking, and you're a lot more exposed.
You can't blame anybody if it goes wrong.
No, and if you make a mistake, it's more audible.
You can't give anybody the Josh evils apart from yourself, unless you've got a mirror right next to you, going smouldering at yourself.
I did do a gig once where I did a whole bit saying, "Oh, usually there's a drummer here that I can look at every time I make a mistake," and I made a mistake, and turned round and just looked at nothing, and that was a nice that got a nice little laugh.
Very nice.
It made it look like it was intentional.
Yes.
It wasn't.
Yay! But I had. I've got quite a few songs in the Lockabillies that are all sing-along ones.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. Because I also did a couple covers. I did "Run Around Sue" on the request of Sophie and Chloe Wood.
Nice.
As I kind of learnt that song because they asked me to do it about 2-3 years ago. And so I had everybody singing "Yeah Yeah Yeah" from Indecisive Blues and "Whoa Whoa Whoa Whoa" from "Run Around Sue."
Yeah.
And so that was really nice to have that when you're on your own, because you just think that it's because you're a part of a group and there's like a kind of a fever around bands sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, it was actually, really, really quite rewarding.
Nice one, man.
Especially when it's your own songs.
Great.
So that was really, really nice. And that was, so that was all my gigs over the weekend. And
Great.
that was really helpful because it helped me pay my rent. And also, was it last Saturday? No, it was a Saturday before, which is after we'd recorded the last episode.
Of course.
I actually went down up to Stowmarket at the Boys Brigade Hall to have a little check out of Bravo, the School of Rock, which is run by Diego.
Yes.
Who has been a bass player for Tim Ainsley, for loads of people.
Yes.
He's a really wonderful bass player.
Incredible
but also
bass player.
Runs a sort of a theatre performance school as well. So he just sort of started up this like a rock school thing, like what we've been doing for the past couple of years. And he just said, my guitar teacher is leaving because he's a teacher, a science teacher in a school, and he's getting a promotion, so we need somebody to fill in.
Right, yeah.
And I wasn't sure about it at first because it's all every Saturday morning for 3 hours, and I was like, oh, what if I have a wedding and I have to do this?
Yeah.
Or what if I'm on tour and I've got, gonna have to do that. That I had to turn up just to check it out and shadow it. Tim Ainsley was there actually because
Great.
he was filling in for the time being. And it was really great. It was much the same as what we've been doing before.
Yeah.
And there's some really promising kids there. Some that definitely need my help with performance as well as technique. And I felt like I fitted in quite easily because they were listening to me, which is nice when I was giving them performance tips. So I'm going to be doing that every Saturday morning up until the beginning of the summer holidays now.
Nice,
so
great,
I'm
man.
Really looking forward to it.
Great.
And get your klaxons ready.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, here he goes. He's making such a thing of it. Oh, he's putting he's got it. He's picked it up. Guess what, Harley?
What?
I'm playing Glastonbury this year. Yes, I'm finally allowed to actually announce it.
Yes. How long have you known for?
About a month. Well, actually, no, that's wrong. I've known for about 6 months.
Okay.
Because I've been playing events for the organisers over in Somerset. But
I've noticed you've been going that way a lot.
Yeah. So
didn't think anything of it. Surely picked up on that.
So yeah, that was really a nice thing to be able to actually announce, and people have been lovely. So I've got Raina coming with me, I've got Murray coming with me, and Ben Goebel coming with me.
Amazing.
So that's going to be really good. And Frankie's joining me as well.
Of course.
For her first big festival.
Wow, okay, awesome.
I popped a cherry.
Yay.
He said tentatively. But yeah, so I'm over the moon. I'm really looking forward to it. It's the end of next month. So
well done, man.
I've only got a month left.
Of course, it's coming so soon.
Right?
That's great.
Mad.
I mean, it's mad. Like, speaking of like being able to announce it and stuff like that, on the Ipswich or local music scene radar is the bands have been announced for Ipswich Music Day.
Yay!
which is great. We'll talk about that a bit later, actually.
Yeah.
We'll
But
talk about our highlights.
you
and stuff.
are playing.
We
right?
are playing. Yes.
Chart Attack.
With Chart Attack. Yes.
Good. On Town 102 stage?
Town 102
Yeah.
stage, 12 o'clock.
12
Nice
o'clock. You're opening it up as well. That's
We're
cool.
Opening it. Yeah.
That's nice. That'll be a really good slot.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. But there are some really cool bands, and I want to highlight sort of the bands that I'm definitely going to be going to see if I can.
Yeah.
Because I looked and I'm not going to be able to see all the bands I want to see.
Yeah.
Because there are some really cool stuff going on.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we'll talk about that a bit later.
Yeah.
So this is the bit where we usually be doing the music news. Here we go with music news. But Harley's idea was to answer some questions from you wonderful people.
Let's be a bit different.
So, Harley, I think you need to make a jingle because you never make jingles and this was your idea.
Right,
so
okay.
What's your jingle for Ask Me Anything?
Ask me anything, yeah.
That's great. I like it a lot. And kind of sexy.
It's going to be proper 90s pop.
So Tom, Mr. McCarthy, who you fitted his pickup earlier.
Oh, yes.
Wants to
DiMarzio.
know, DeMarcarthio, wants to know, what are your best and worst gig moments? And also, we'll do the next bit. But yeah, what's your best and worst gig moments?
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if I can think of it. Actually, no, I can think of the single worst gig moment. The first gig I did for Haven Holidays, we weren't fully aware of our setup time, so we turned up like half hour before the end of our setup time.
Right.
So we only had half hour to set up and sound check, which is not enough time. Especially it was our first time on these jobs. We didn't know where the power was. We didn't know the sort of the room, so we didn't know how to like get the sound right and all of that kind of thing. So we set it all up on the stage and kind of guesstimated what we could do. We were behind a curtain, and it came to the start of the show, and they said, "Hey, welcome to the stage." Space Rocks. The curtain opened, and our speaker that was right on got caught by the curtain and fell about a total of 8 feet to the ground.
Oh,
no. And the top popped off it. And everyone stopped. I was like, I'm glad no one was standing there because that could have done some serious damage. We were like, oh dear, this is not good.
This is awkward.
We kind of sort of went, well, what do we do? So what happened was the drummer just kept his kick drum going. Yeah. Spence kind of went, can you sort that? So I sorted it, and he was like, thank you very much. Don't worry about that. We sorted it and managed to get through it.
Very well done.
That was there were a lot of things that went wrong on that weekend, and we survived it, so we kind of felt like we could survive anything after that.
So that's a worst gig moment.
That was my worst.
Can you think of a best gig moment?
Oh, like, there are so many different levels of best gig moment. Like, best gig moment for me was playing Latitude, which was just a great gig experience. We started out with, because we were the first band on the BBC stage, we were playing to no one to start with, but people just drove in and loved the music we were playing. This was with Izzy's daughter.
All right, yeah.
And it was just a really cool day, and I kind of felt like I'd achieved something as a musician, you know. I know you shouldn't really hold on to those things as achievements, but I still felt good about it.
Yeah, you definitely should.
That was a great one.
Well, mine. Kind of recently, I played a festival. Right, I'm not going to say which one. And played a really good set, and I was really pleased with how it went.
Yeah,
left with a really good sort of rapport with everybody. And sold a couple CDs, all this kind of stuff.
Always what you want to hope to do.
A couple of weeks later, I sort of noticed that I didn't have my Gordon Smith. And I hadn't played it for a while because I hadn't had the kind of gig that I needed it for.
Yeah.
And so I looked in the house, I looked in the garage, I looked in the van, I looked at friends' houses. I asked around, and I just could not find it anywhere, and I was absolutely heartbroken. I thought I'd had it stolen. I thought somehow somebody walked away with it when I was loading out or something, and I just backtracked.
Yeah,
and found the group page for this festival, and one of the organisers had said, "Has anybody left a guitar at this festival?" And somebody had put, "Oh, is it? Yeah, what kind of guitar is it?" He said, "If you don't know, it's not your guitar, so don't ask," which I think is a great thing.
Very good, very smart.
And And so I sent him a picture of me playing it from the music video from I Don't Care. And he said, "What's on the case?" And I was just like, "There are the stickers from Impilo or Tramp.
Yeah.
There's some sort of like brand names and stuff like that." And he manages a band. He's like, why isn't there one of those band stickers on there? And I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, you can come pick it up then. So I had to go pick it up from him.
Were you like, can you put one of your stickers on?
Yes, yeah. So I'm just gonna have to, I had to thank him so much and but it was just so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is embarrassing because I mean it's my kind of. It's not my number one guitar to play, but it is.
It's special. It's got a story behind it, hasn't it? You told the story of it, and it's great. It's a really
one-off.
Yeah.
There's no other guitar like it in the world.
No.
So if I'd have just lost that,
Yeah.
and he'd have sold it on, because obviously nobody would come forward in weeks. So he'd had his prerogative to just sell it on, really.
Oh, that's it. Like, it's also really embarrassing to be like, this is one of my favorite guitars. But I didn't notice it was missing for 2 weeks.
Yeah. that is the dumb part. So anyway, that was stupid. I think one of my best gig moments, actually, I've got to say, was last Sunday, where I was singing a bunch of Lockabilly songs from the album and the EP, and some people, but most importantly, Hope Hammond was singing the parts back to me.
That is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I didn't. It's happened before at big gigs, but they'd be the ones where I'm telling people what the words are.
Yeah,
and they'll be like, "Sing these back to me," sort of thing. But no, it was unprompted, and it was the verses.
Yeah, that's it. When they sing, that's such a that
is really special.
Hit the heart moment.
Yeah, and that's just in the middle of a small pub. It doesn't have to be, your great gig story doesn't have to come from, playing Latitude. But no, you don't. But
that's what I mean. Those small moments. Yeah. I've got loads of favourite moments that the smaller ones. But those are kind of those things that happen in the moment that I just none of them came to mind now.
No, exactly. So that was those are some of our best gig and worst gigs moments.
Thanks for asking those, Tom.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. He also asks, "What is?"
Yes.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah. Raina asks, "Is it?"
It is.
Okay, good. Lily Hopkins from Horrible Dolphins says, "How do you play the guitar?" and for anybody that knows Horrible Dolphins, they're a wonderful two-piece, and she plays guitar, and she's great. So
what you want to do, Lynn?
Yeah, what you want to do, Lily?
Okay, so right, watch what my hand's doing. You put your hand like that. Yeah, against. Yep. That's it.
Right,
just put your finger a little bit higher.
Put your fingers higher.
Yep, cool. And then with your right hand, just strum like this.
Oh, right, yeah.
Put a little guitar chord
in
the background there. Yeah. There you go. That's how you do it. Nice and simple. Perfect.
That was great. That was great for radio. That was.
Yeah.
So there you go, Lily. There's the best guitar lesson you'll ever get.
Yep.
From Harley Con.
There we go.
So how to play the guitar. You know how to play guitar. You're a great songwriter. Shut up.
And if you want to learn how to play guitar, contact Josh for lessons.
Yeah.
There we go.
She lives in Clacton. I'm all right. Long away.
Okay. I thought you were just dissing Clacton.
No. I like Clacton. I'm gigging there. Lynn Nash has got some burning questions about Glastonbury.
Oh, sorry.
There it is. She says, I mean, you can answer this from going to festivals before. Fancy dress, yay or nay?
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. Yeah,
but what if it depends what it is? Yeah. If you're in like a Pikachu costume for the whole friggin' thing.
Yeah, you got to be.
Yeah, you're gonna see
my first festival, which was Latitude. I just turned 18. I went with a group of friends, mostly female, apart from 2 people. Although a load of other guys joined us randomly, and joined our camp for the weekend. We went, let's just dress as women for the Friday night. It was Florence and the Machine. We're like, we're not going to win any man points going to see Florence and the Machine. So we just put on short shorts and stuff. We stole the other girls' bras, and I wore fishnet tights.
I don't want to picture this.
I can show you a picture.
Please don't.
I'm going to find a picture.
Okay, so Harley is a woman, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Newsflash.
I'm just gonna
don't need one of those filters to do it, you know.
No. Let's see if I can find this.
So okay, while you're doing that, fancy dress. I mean, I think for maybe a little while, but I mean, if it's unwieldy And remember, these things can get really muddy, and also things are just things fall off your clothes without you having
Don't
wings.
spend a lot of time making your fancy dress. If you if it's something that can be thrown together.
Get some sparkly eye makeup. You're fine.
Yeah.
There you go. And if it gets smudged, you just look like a festival, veteran.
Oh yeah.
Like you've been in a battle, and that's what most people look like after they've come back from a big festival, don't they?
Exactly that.
So yeah, I would say nay, but Harley would say
you can half-ass it. It's the one place that you can half-ass a
yeah yeah. Exactly. I mean, you can always go for the old the old David Bowie lightning strike.
David
the
Bowie.
Aladdin Sane.
Yes.
Or you can go for a little Freddie Mercury mustache.
Yeah.
And
also it kind of depends on the sort of band the bands you're going to go see. You can theme it.
Yeah.
If you're going to see The Darkness, catsuit all the way.
Exactly. Now what have you found?
I'm still trying to find the picture.
I
think I've got it. There we go. Oh no. It's kind of.
Where are you?
That's me in the middle.
Oh wow. Oh, those are some fabulous legs you have.
I wish you could see me from the front. It was amazing.
I'm glad I didn't. Lynn asks, what are the best stage if it rains? I can tell. So she's asked, best stage if it rains, where can you get a decent cup of coffee, and what's the best food you've ever had at a festival? I can answer those all three in one.
Go on in.
Avalon Cafe stage.
Right. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, that's everything all in one.
Avalon Cafe stage. It's great because it's inside.
Yeah.
So if it rains, you can get inside, and it's a big stage as well. So it's a big area, so you can get a lot of people in there, and you still get an atmosphere. It does coffee at the back.
Great.
In a little separate little tent, which is really nice coffee.
Good.
It's vegan.
Also good, especially for a festival like that.
Yeah, it's only sustainable.
Yeah.
And they do vegan food. And they do lots of really good curries. Mexican food, soups, all these different random things.
Nice.
And also, I know it's the best stage because I'm playing there.
Even better.
So
even better.
There we go. So there you go, Lynn. Avalon Cafe stage, also you need. Impressive question here. I like this one. Where can a person go if they need help writing their first song?
Oh,
the beach. No. I don't know. In terms of locations, go somewhere that is quiet but is atmospheric, I would say, so that you can just literally sit there in maybe a wood or a forest or a beach or just a field somewhere.
Somewhere away from your home is good because your house is full of distractions because you've put them there.
Yeah. So somewhere that you feel comfortable outside of your home that has got some noises around that can sort of make your mind wander a bit, and also just the journey of getting there sometimes can just make you think of things. For me, to writing songs, a lot of the time, I've said this before on the show, is just it's whenever I come up with an idea, I just put it down on my little notes app, and then I forget about it for months and months and months, and then I come back to it later on.
Then you can come back to it in a slightly less biased opinion. Because you go, oh, that was crap. Or, oh, that's actually quite good.
They need help writing their first song, though. So if you need help writing your first song, I'd recommend Rob Lewis Music Services. Yeah. Go to Icebreakers or go along to an open mic. Because there's loads of people there that have got their first songs as well, and they're performing them. Go on.
And for those people who are more autodidactal, as in self-learning.
Ooh, very
who
nice.
like to learn themselves.
What's that? Word of the day.
There we go. Autodidact. If someone who likes to teach themselves
and
stuff.
also likes to hover above water and pick up fish while going. But on autopilot.
Anyway, yep.
Yep.
So, I've lost my point.
Derailed.
No, okay. Those people who are more into their self-learning and, maybe just want to do some of that discovery, listening to other songs and just kind of going, okay, so this is how they've done it. Break apart what someone's done. Not necessarily copying them, but I know somebody who they'd find a song they like and they'd follow the structure. So if it was like verse, chorus, middle eight, chorus, end, which is a very kind of
Yeah, that's
vanilla thing, but they'll go, "Oh, I'll go with that because I really like how they do that." Oh, or it's got a pre-chorus in the
It'll be a
first verse
completely
and not in the
different
second
song, but
chorus.
it'll have the same structure.
Yeah,
Also the same with drum beats. I find the same with drum beats.
yeah,
And again, you don't have to be genre specific, and if you put it on a different kit or a different percussion instrument itself, you've got yourself a different song. Chord sequences. I mean, a chord
Yeah.
sequence does not denote a genre
no,
or a song half the time, unless it's something really crazy that Bernie Taupin wrote.
yeah.
But yeah, so you know that I think that is a really good idea. Like Harley says, just to go to music collection if
Yeah.
you need help, and just really listen to that. Okay, I think that's interesting.
That's a good one.
Last question.
So who asked that one?
That was Lynn Nash. So
Lynn Nash. Thank you for asking that, Lynn.
And also from our mate Reese Rodwell here.
Ah, yes.
If you were to create a band, but you couldn't use instruments, only household items like spoons, for example, what would you use in the band, and what genre would it be?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
hard one.
there's so much you could use. I'd go straight for the bathroom,
Oh, right.
just because.
Just because you got nervous.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you do your best thinking on the toilet. So I'd go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Let loose.
Record your plop.
Just have a little. Oh.
It's not a household item, is it?
Okay. I would record myself. Oh, yeah, it's
You
not.
make your own band out of your own poop and farts.
I thought of plot punk.
Plop punk. Plot party. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so if that's not, I'll tell you what. This might upset a lot of people because
Linkin
people
Fart.
get precious about books.
Yeah.
I like that.
Ooh.
Ooh. But I'd go for books.
Books, yeah, nice.
You can get a lot of different sounds from books. You get hardback and get a bit of creak.
Yeah, very good.
I'm a creak. No.
Ooh.
I
Yeah,
would.
I need to
Sorry.
find this out now.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah. So we could do some here, right?
Yeah, right. So so you've got yourself the.
I've got myself a. There we go. That's your nice kind of
Good.
nice
you got
sound there.
your clothes,
There we
yeah.
go. Yep. Yep.
or you just get it and smack it against your face.
That's a good sound. There's your snare sound. If someone could sample that.
Ow, my face really hurts now.
The Great is the story of Cullivo. I don't know what that is. But
Yeah, written by Tolkien. It's about a Finnish.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway.
But you get a nice woody sound out of a hardback and stuff like that. And dare I say, tearing paper does have a nice sound to it. I would only do that with 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, 50 Shades of Grey makes plenty of noises, but that's a different story.
Yeah,
That's been my thing.
that's great.
I don't. know.
I think I would go full on.
I'm going to think of a genre to do with that. In the
Oh
meantime,
yeah,
so you
yeah,
do that.
there we go. I would go full on techno industrial, and go for tools. I think like get some like
Yeah.
screwdrivivers. Tell you what, you stay here, all right? Keep thinking about this.
Okay, I'm gonna just spitball some ideas for genres for a book based genre. I mean, I guess a band style and genre will be just the book genre, but that's. But I know.
What do you mean the book genre?
Book and roll.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it.
Book and
That was terrible.
book and roll. Right. Okay. So here's me. What was that?
That was the sofa.
So you'd just be recording your farts. So here's my toolbox.
Oh, that looks noisy.
Here we go. So we've got two stainless steel rulers. Right. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
quite cool. We got ourselves a tape measure.
Oh, that makes a whole world of sounds.
Yeah.
Also, you've got the click from the when you bend it the wrong way.
Oh yeah.
That's brilliant.
There we go.
Mate, you've
I
got
have my
this.
finger. Right. Okay. So I've got some torque wrenches. So I mean,
Does it resonate if you hold it lightly?
I don't, is it like
If you-
a tuning fork? No,
Ah, fair enough.
it doesn't.
Ah.
We've got a hammer.
Yeah, now hit
You
that
could
against
just-
your head and see what that.
Ow!
What do you think would
I
happen?
don't know. I thought it'd make a good noise. We got ourselves a little monkey wrench. I want to be your monkey wrench, and that's great because you can make it look like it's singing. Don't wanna be your monkey wrench.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm just thinking of band names.
Yeah.
Devil Screwdriver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tool.
Well, there's a brilliant noise here. Look.
Right. Please don't hit me with that.
Oh,
Oh.
that was my keys.
Oh, keys are good.
But
All right, hold on. Oh, you got that. I've got my tape measure.
ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was quite good. Got some clamps. No, that's not very good. I mean, well, I think we've come up with some great music there, Harley.
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
hit. Thank you, Reese.
That was great. That was great.
That's my industrial band called Tool.
There we go.
Yeah.
Um,
Name might be taken. Ugh. So, Harley, before we finish up, what's going on?
okay, I'm gonna make this quick because I've only got one gig this weekend. I am off. Is it tomorrow at midnight? I am off to Germany with Space Rocks.
You are.
For a weekend.
Whereabouts in Germany?
No idea. Somewhere near Frankfurt.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'd have to get there myself, so I haven't paid attention to that detail. The event is called. I did pay attention to that bit.
Very good.
I didn't.
It's always good to pay attention, guys.
It's called Hoffefest or Hoofefest.
Hoofefest.
I don't know.
What's it? How's it spelled?
It's got them out.
Hoofefest.
Hoofefest. There we go.
Like it.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. Don't know what to expect, but I'm really looking forward to getting there.
It's a beer festival.
Is it?
That's what it said there, right?
Yeah, it was all in German.
So yeah, a beer festival. So terrifying. I think that's what you should expect.
Sounds good.
Massive
Sounds
steins.
good, yeah.
That'd be good. Nice one, man. Well, how are you getting over there in terms of like?
We're driving. We're getting to take the Eurotunnel, and then we're driving all the way.
We talked about, but when you came over here the other day, about maybe you might blog it.
Yeah, I might just do that.
Yeah, just because
Yeah.
I mean, I think, well, myself included, and the listeners would be really interested in what it takes for you to gig in a different country. You know, what kind of gear you have to take, what kind of documentation you have to take, visas.
Yeah.
And how you plan getting somewhere, and also, you know, talking to somebody that might not speak English.
Yeah.
About your gig. So yeah, if you guys want to hear that, please let us know. But you know, Harley will be putting all that sort of stuff on his page.
Yeah.
And his Twitter and stuff like this. I have 4 gigs this weekend.
Nice. Tell them about them.
So, well, we did have this Friday. You weren't going to be playing it because you were going to be in Germany, but Hobby and the Hopefuls were supposed to be playing this Friday at the Duke of York. However, unfortunately, the Duke of York has now been closed.
It's a real shame.
Another great music venue that has suffered in sort of today's music industry, unfortunately. I mean, there's loads of other things, not just the music that leads to these kind of places closing, but a lot of the time it is lack of attendance when putting on, you know, expensive music nights. So, you know, I think it's another thing of, you know, listen up, guys. You got to go to the gigs that you're not sure about. Yeah, you're not sure about the band that's playing at your local. Who cares? You might like it, you might dislike it. If you turn up, you buy a beer, you haven't really lost anything, have you?
No.
You can go somewhere else after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so R.I.P. Duke of York. I'm sure somebody will pick it up, but whether they'll actually do some music in there or not, we can't say. So anyway, so instead of that, I have agreed to DJ at the Through Eyes Monkeys in Ipswich this Friday.
DJ.
Dictionary. Yeah, so we, well, it usually would have been Daniel Lee Harvey, but he unfortunately has been, who was our guest on the last show.
Yes.
He has been dealing with some pain recently, so he hasn't been able to do it. So I'm going to be DJing lots of funk and soul and lots of neo soul and break beats and just
nice, man.
disco-y stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. A bit of boogie, but a bit of Afrobeat.
Sweet.
A bit of Fela Kuti, love it.
Nice.
So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. Saturday, I've got 2 shows. I'm going to be at Leiston Football Club for their scooter rally.
Oh, nice.
That they're having, which is called the Run to the Rum. There's a couple different bands playing that day, but we're playing from about 3 o'clock until 5:30. So I'm really looking forward to that because it's just, you know, people that are sort of bike and car nuts.
They're there for a good time.
They're usually there for a good time, right? And then after that, I'm going straight down at Through Eyes Monkeys again with the Lockabillies.
Sweet.
To play with the Lockabillies.
Nice.
So yeah, that's going to be quite a busy day. And then the next day, I'm going to be with the Lockabillies as a duo at the Waterfront.
Yeah.
And in Ipswich, the Waterfront Bistro. Haven't played there with the Lockabillies for years, actually.
Yeah.
And we've played there as the Pomp, and I've played there with Giles King as a duo, but I haven't
Yeah.
played there with the Lockabillies for a long time. They begged and pleaded, and I said, all right. So, yeah, I think it's going to be fun. And the guys, the regulars there are really nice people.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think
Cool.
that's me done. That's Harley done.
Yeah.
I mean, be sure to check out Book and Roll and Tool in your record stores. So
maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you all for your questions. Really
yes.
appreciate that. And we will see you next week. We're actually going to be live next week, I think.
Oh,
maybe.
my goodness, on IO Radio. So please make sure you
Yes.
subscribe to us on YouTube, on our Facebook page, on our Twitter, on our Instagram. There's going to be games this weekend, and there's just going to be, loads of fun, as per usual, going on over there with some extra things. Like if you want to ask us some questions,
Please do.
Please do. So thanks for listening.
Thank you very much.
Bye.